Hundreds of thousands of Californians are packing up and heading east, trading the Pacific breeze for the Sun Belt's desert heat and sprawling plains, with Texas, Arizona, and Nevada becoming the new promised land. This is not just a trickle of retirees. It is a significant, data-driven exodus of families, entrepreneurs, and major corporations seeking an urgent answer to the state's profound affordability crisis, regulatory burdens, and deteriorating quality of life. The question is no longer Californians are leaving, but why they are abandoning the Golden State in favor of the new economic titans of the West. Housing horror story. The most immediate and punishing factor driving the California exodus is the sheer cost of putting a roof over one's head, creating a situation where the dream of homeownership has become an unattainable myth for the middle class. While the median home price in California often hovers around the high $700,000s to over $800,000, forcing many young families into perpetual renter status or pushing them far into exurban communities with impossible commutes, the comparison to the Sun Belt states is stark. In contrast, the median home price in Texas is often below $350,000, and in Arizona and Nevada, it sits comfortably in the $440,000 to $470,000 range. This is not a slight difference. It is a fundamental shift in purchasing power that translates into immediate equity and financial security for families moving east. A family leaving San Diego for Phoenix, for example, is instantly unlocking hundreds of thousands of dollars in buying power. Simultaneously, the state struggles with a profound crisis of visible homelessness, which many residents view as a direct symptom of the state's failure to address housing affordability and mental health issues. This combination of an inaccessible housing market for those who can afford it and a humanitarian crisis for those who cannot has made the Golden State feel fundamentally broken for many of its longtime residents. The taxing truth. The second major engine fueling the outflow is the punishing state income tax, especially for high-wage earners who are the primary contributors to the state's tax base. California boasts the highest top marginal income tax rate in the entire country, sitting at a formidable 13.3% for its highest earners, and this high rate applies to a large segment of the state's professional class. For a wealthy individual or successful entrepreneur, this means a significant portion of their earnings is immediately claimed by the state before they even calculate federal taxes. The competing Sun Belt states, however, offer an astonishing alternative. Both Texas and Nevada are among the 9 states in the nation that levy absolutely no state income tax whatsoever. For a person earning a high 6-figure salary, this tax arbitrage translates into tens of thousands of dollars, or more, back in their pocket annually, money that can be used for a mortgage, investment, or simply a higher quality of life. Even Arizona, which has a comparatively lower individual income tax, offers a significant financial reprieve. This differential isn't just a minor cost saving. It's a massive, structural incentive for workers and business owners to relocate their financial domicile and keep more of their hard-earned money. Crime and safety concerns. Beyond economics, a growing sentiment that California's quality of life is deteriorating due to rising crime and safety concerns has become an accelerating factor in the Great Escape. Across several major metropolitan areas, there have been noticeable upticks in property crime, retail theft, and violent offenses, leading to increased feelings of vulnerability among the populace. While crime is a complex, localized issue, the perception of reduced public safety and the visible decline of public spaces due to the homelessness crisis and unchecked petty crime have eroded the public's confidence in municipal governance. This is compounded by reports and statistics showing that, in some years, property crime rates have risen in major California cities, leading to a profound change in the daily experience of residents. Families, in particular, are looking for environments where they feel their children can safely play and where their businesses are not constantly targeted for theft. When paired with high taxes and astronomical housing costs, the feeling that one is paying a premium for a declining quality of life becomes intolerable, making the relatively lower crime rates and greater sense of order in communities across Texas, Arizona, and Nevada an increasingly appealing trade-off. The wildfire factor. The environmental toll of living in California, specifically the annual threat of catastrophic wildfires, has shifted from a background concern to a central, terrifying reality that is driving risk-averse residents away. California's fire seasons have grown longer and more intense, with recent years seeing unprecedented losses of acreage, homes, and lives. This constant threat has created secondary economic penalties, including massive spikes in home insurance costs, with some major insurance providers either drastically raising premiums or pulling out of the state entirely, making essential coverage unavailable or prohibitively expensive for millions of homeowners. This environmental instability contrasts sharply with the challenges faced in the Sun Belt, which are predominantly heat and water scarcity. While Texas, Arizona, and Nevada certainly have their own climate risks, the immediacy and destructive power of the yearly wildfire threat, coupled with the air quality issues and power outages that come with it, have become a decisive factor for families seeking a more stable and insurable existence. For many, trading the smoky, anxiety-inducing late summer and fall seasons for manageable, if intense, summer heat of Phoenix or Dallas represents a clear net gain in peace of mind and financial security. The corporate exodus. The movement of people is intrinsically linked to the movement of jobs, and California is currently losing a significant number of its major corporate anchors, primarily to the business-friendly climate of Texas. This is not just a trend of small businesses. It includes major Fortune 500 companies and tech titans. Since 2010, hundreds of companies and thousands of jobs have relocated their headquarters out of California, with a disproportionate number landing in the Lone Star State. This corporate exodus is driven by Texas's competitive advantages: lower corporate taxes, fewer regulatory hurdles, and a drastically lower cost of living for employees. When major employers like Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, Oracle, and Tesla make the public decision to move their corporate headquarters and production facilities from Silicon Valley to Austin or Houston, it sends a clear signal to the rest of the business world, and more importantly, to their highly skilled employees. This created a powerful self-fulfilling prophecy. As more companies relocate, the job market in Texas, Arizona, and Nevada strengthens, further pulling the talented labor pool away from California and compounding the Golden State's talent drain problem. Traffic trauma. For millions of Californians, the daily experience of the state is defined by the agonizing ritual of traffic congestion. Los Angeles, San Francisco, and other major metro areas consistently rank among the worst cities in the world for traffic delays, with commuters routinely losing hundreds of hours per year sitting in bumper-to-bumper gridlock. The average commute time in many of California's dense areas remains stubbornly high, directly translating into lost time, increased stress, and higher transportation costs. While the new host cities are also experiencing growth and increased traffic, the density is generally lower, and the infrastructure is newer and more expansive. In states like Texas, massive investments in new freeways and road networks are attempting to keep pace with population growth. For the average California commuter, the thought of trading a 2-hour round-trip crawl for a shorter, less stressful drive in Phoenix or an easier connection in Dallas-Fort Worth is a powerful lifestyle incentive. The emergence of widespread remote work due to recent global events further accelerated this decision, allowing workers to decouple their job location from their residential location, making that painful, 2-hour commute an entirely avoidable cost of living. The cost of everything else. While housing and income tax are the headline drivers of the Great Escape, the cumulative effect of California's high cost of living across virtually every category is what truly drains a family's budget. The state consistently ranks at the top for high gas prices, often exceeding the national average by a significant margin, partly due to specialized fuel blends and high state taxes. Furthermore, utility costs, including electricity and natural gas, can be surprisingly high, driven by aging infrastructure and environmental regulations. The overall consumer price index, which measures the cost of goods and services like groceries and clothing, is significantly higher in California's major cities compared to Dallas, Las Vegas, or Tucson. This means that even after accounting for potentially higher wages in California, a family's actual purchasing power is severely diminished when every daily necessity, from filling the tank to stocking the fridge, comes with a premium price tag. For middle and working class families who operate on tight margins, the incremental savings on these daily expenses in the Sun Belt are profound, reinforcing the financial logic of the move and translating directly into a better quality of L. IFE, Texas, the new Golden State. Texas has undoubtedly become the single largest beneficiary of the California migration, attracting tens of thousands of California households, often with an above-average adjusted gross income year after year. The state offers a compelling package centered on its sheer economic heft and advantageous tax structure. The central appeal is its thriving and diversified economy, built on a foundation of energy, finance, healthcare, and a rapidly expanding tech sector, particularly in Austin, which is frequently dubbed Silicon Hills. The lack of a state income tax is a financial linchpin, and this saving is compounded by a relatively low cost of housing compared to California. Dallas-Fort Worth offers sprawling opportunities and logistics hubs, while Houston remains a world center for the energy industry and medicine. Even with relatively higher property taxes in Texas compared to California, the overall housing payment is often significantly lower due to the massive difference in home price. This move is less a lateral transfer and more of an upward financial mobility play, where Californians are seeking not just a change of scenery, but an opportunity to finally achieve the equity and financial security that the Golden State had Denny. D-them. Arizona, Phoenix Rising. Arizona, particularly the sprawling metropolitan area of Phoenix and its surrounding communities, has firmly cemented its position as the second most popular destination for departing Californians. Its appeal lies primarily in its close proximity to Southern California, offering a much easier transition for those who wish to remain geographically close to family, coupled with a highly attractive lifestyle and economic climate. Arizona offers a significantly lower cost of living, with housing costs often being less than half of what is found in coastal California cities. While Arizona does have a state income tax, it is levied at a much lower, more competitive rate than California's. Phoenix has experienced explosive growth, drawing major investment and expanding its job market in technology, manufacturing, and logistics, offering robust employment opportunities to the influx of skilled California labor. Crucially, the lifestyle appeals to California transplants, providing plenty of sunshine, outdoor recreation, and a culture that feels familiar yet financially accessible. For many families, Arizona represents the sweet spot, maintaining the desirable aspects of the West Coast lifestyle without the paralyzing price tag, proving to be an exceptionally strong magnet for families seeking a higher quality of life without leaving the western U.S. entirely. Nevada, the Silver State lure. Nevada, the third major recipient of the California exodus, leverages its strategic location, primarily focusing on two key metros, the magnetic entertainment hub of Las Vegas in the south and the emerging tech and manufacturing center of Reno in the north. The single most powerful factor drawing residents, particularly high-income earners and retirees, is the state's coveted status as having no state income tax, mirroring the financial appeal of Texas. This is a massive draw for those who can maintain their California-level salaries while eliminating the top tax bracket entirely. While Las Vegas continues to grow as a major entertainment, convention, and logistics center, the northern region around Reno has seen a massive influx of investment in high-tech companies, leading to an economic boom often referred to as the biggest little city becoming the biggest little boom. The proximity of Reno to Northern California and Lake Tahoe allows transplants to enjoy mountain recreation and a four-season climate, providing a valuable lifestyle option that contrasts with the desert heat of Las Vegas and Phoenix. For both the wealthy and the working class, Nevada offers a clean slate, a favorable tax environment, and increasingly diverse job opportunities, making it a compelling escape route for those fleeing the Golden State's economic and regulatory pressures.